Thank you, and thank you very much, Renata, for the invitation today. It was a delight when you contacted us during the pandemic and gave us so many opportunities. Thank you. As a Christian, I believe that Jesus rose from the dead on Easter Day. And I also believe that Jesus is the only true heart of any community, because community depends on eternal values that unite us together. And that's what we find there. Because of that, we can know that the heart of the universe is love, and we can also know that art finds its roots in eternal love. And all this is very important, because this is what inspires me and inspires us at St Paul's Church in Town Centre, Harlow. In the 1930s, became Archbishop William Temple spoke of he was the first person to speak of the welfare state as something that we wanted to aim at. It was in contrast to the warfare state that he saw rising in Nazi Germany and elsewhere. And he said, we do not want that, we want a welfare state. And out of that and beverage and so much else, we had the sort of the modern welfare state from the late 40s onwards. And isn't it wonderful that during the Second World War, people could be inspired, even while they were facing destruction, to build for the future. And part of that building was the New Town movement, and Harlow began to be built with many other places in the late 1940s. Harlow, in its early days, was known as Pram Town, a place of hope where people had come to escape the bombing. It was even referred to on occasions as the New Jerusalem. Because people felt community there. You would arrive in Harlow, you would be given 3 sets of keys by your employer, and they would say, go and choose a house. That was the sort of community that was created there. And there is some of that legacy that still remains. St Paul's, as far as we can work out, was one of the first town centre churches built in new towns, and has something of a sort of a cathedral air to it. It's a large modern building. Particularly at the heart of it is an enormous John Piper mosaic. John Piper, who was very involved in who designed the beautiful mosaic in Coventry, stained glass window in Coventry Cathedral, and also was involved with Freddie Gibbard in the building of the Roman Catholic Cathedral in Liverpool. A wonderful mosaic there. So here we are at the very heart of Harlow, this wonderful building, a provision, and also with some wonderful art as well. And yet in Harlow we experience a lot of poverty. In terms of the percentiles, 100% you're the wealthiest area in the country, north you're the worst, we're at about 20%, and the town centre, I believe, is about the worst in that area at the moment. So poverty is a big issue. So here we are, the town centre church, but like much of Harlow, very run down over the years. The stock was created the last 25 years. We're well on. We have identified about £1 million worth of renewals that are needed. And amongst all of that, what we have found God doing is that creating a diverse community. We are not only white Anglo-Saxon, as it were, but a significant community from South India, also other areas of India and Pakistan, very significant community as well from Africa, particularly Ghana and Nigeria. That has been growing over the years. Over the years, we have been involved in providing facilities for those who are homeless in the town centre, for those who are refugees in one way or another, and in particular for those with disability. Where we host community for that, and now more recently for the food bank and related things for those in poverty, and have had about 130 people coming through every day for the food bank and related things like that, many hundreds over a week. One of our particular challenges has been that the infrastructure is quite poor, and all our wiring had more or less sort of given up on us. One more failure would have meant that we would possibly had to close and wouldn't know where the way forward, and the relighting. And so we give thanks to God that over the last 10 years we've been particularly working towards the renewal of the wiring and lighting so that the building can be fit for the 21st century, and we've more or less just completed much of that and are just putting in some new AV. This will enable the building to continue being a hub of community rooted in the Christian message of the love of God and the love of Christ, who we believe is amongst us. That has cost us about 120,000, the majority of which has come from the congregation, but we're also grateful for about 50,000 or so, 55,000 from other grant-making trusts. And it is wonderful how in God's provision these things work together because of the levelling up work that is going on. There's a new arts quarter being created at the heart of Harlow, right on our doorstep. And so what we have had going on there will hopefully enable us to engage well not only with the local Gibbard Gallery and the Playhouse Theatre, but a new arts quarter in Harlow. So as we look to the future, we give thanks to God that we can engage with those in poverty, with those in need, with creating true rooted community, and also engaging with arts and education, because these things lift our eyes higher to know something of the love of God. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.